The Dead Lucky, issue number 4 from Image Comics. So yeah, in the last episode, Bibi, the main character, her restaurant was blown up, or it was lit on fire, and Bibi had to use her powers to get her mom and dad out of the house. That's kind of where this issue starts. It starts with Bibi floating in the air, controlling these robots, the Morrow robots, as they carry her parents as well as civilians that were eating inside the restaurant. And then she flies away. And yeah, we have the female police officer. I don't even remember her name. That's how poorly read these characters are in this story. I don't even remember like any of the characters' names other than Bibi and Eddie, and that's just because their names are used. But yeah, this officer has been fired from her job, so she confronts the Morrow female employee that was tagging alongside her. Apparently she got a promotion. Meanwhile, the black cop gets fired, and the Morrow female employee says that she knows what Morrow's doing. She agrees with it, and that sometimes like the reason why you're out of a job is because the badge is antiquated. Like your style of doing things, of following the law, it doesn't work anymore. We got to go outside the law to get what we want. And then yeah, we have Bibi, and Bibi goes to this area by herself so she can confront her soldiers. So it turns out that Bibi was the leader of the squad, and all of them died except for her. Now she suffers from PTSD and survivor's guilt. But you don't really know that because this series is poorly done at showing Bibi with PTSD and survivor's guilt. Like, unless the issue literally tells you that that's what she has, which is it has done in the past, there's no way to really know because it's poorly written. The funny thing is there was actually a series that did this exact same premise, where we had a character who was a soldier in the Middle East and his platoon was killed. He's the only one that survived. He suffers from PTSD and survivor's guilt. He goes back home where he gains superpowers, or actually he gains superpowers while overseas, and then he takes those powers back home. And the powers, one of the traits of the powers is that the souls of his dead squad mates are still there with him, and they communicate with him. And that series, for anyone who's interested in, is the Ragman Rebirths miniseries. I think I did a review for that one. That miniseries is actually really good. And that miniseries is basically what this series is trying to be, but failing spectacularly. Because the Worry character in that miniseries suffers from PTSD and survivor's guilt, and you can really see it. You see him struggling. You see him going to meetings with other soldiers and trying to overcome their trauma. You see how it affects him in his daily life. Like, you can actually feel and understand that this guy is suffering because of what happened. Here you don't get that at all. Bibi does not come across as someone who has PTSD survivor's guilt. I think the writer's doing a very poor job of like portraying that aspect of her character and getting it across, whereas Ragman did it phenomenally. And her interactions with her squad mates is actually also poorly done. Like, she's kind of berating the squad mates. Why are you still following me? It's weird. I haven't had sex in months because it's so creepy that you can see it. And it's just like, this doesn't feel like a woman suffering from survivor's guilt, talking to her dead soldiers. It's like all the modern day comics and movies and stuff where you have the female lead and like everything is about me, 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 me. And that's how like Bibi comes across. Whereas in Ragman, you really see the camaraderie between the main character and his dead squad mates. They're helping each other out. They're when he fights, they're using just something as simple as them using military lingo. They actually talk to each other like they're soldiers. They act like they're best friends. Like, you can see how much they bonded fighting overseas and how much Ori like misses them. And even when their souls are like trapped within him, how it affects him. Here you don't get that at all. Hell, half the time I don't even remember that her fellow soldiers' souls are still with her. But yeah, we get like a montage of Morrow, and they basically force a lockdown on San Francisco, and there's a curfew, and the curfew is just an excuse. Basically, they're using this curfew lockdown to go after their targets. Anyone that they want off the streets, they go after. And it's like, oh, that sounds like real life. Anyone remember something similar happening in 2020 and 2021? But yeah, that's basically what we get. And the funny thing is that the people doing the lockdowns here are portrayed as bad guys. It's kind of funny how different the comic is from real life in that regard. But yeah, let's not get into that right now. But yeah, we even get like a little flashback where one of her soldiers has like killed someone, one of the enemies, and he's like upset about it because he took a human life, which is completely understandable. And basically Bibi gives some speech about like, it's fine. Like if you didn't pull the trigger, he would have killed you, or he would have killed, one of us. So you did what you needed to do. But the way it's written is kind of weird, because first he talks about how Ghost, which is one of the other soldiers, he's like, Ghost was already here. He said I had no choice, had to do it. My actions saved lives. I'm a hero. But then he immediately says, he looked right at me before I did it. He knew it was coming. He knew he was dead. And I know he's talking about someone else. He's talking about the person he killed. But when you have those two speeches back to back, those two dialogue bubbles, it sounds like he killed Ghost. It sounds like he shot Ghost. But meanwhile, Ghost told him that you had to do it, otherwise you would have died. Give another description rather than just he, because you just referred to Ghost as he. And now you're referring to the person you killed as he. And you're doing it like back to back. So it sounds like you killed Ghost, but you didn't. Basically, that flashback was to show that I can't let you go, so you're literally stuck with me. Is that what the problem is? Is because I can't let you go. And then she's like, all right, just breathe. So even in death or whatever the hell we are, we're a squad. And if that's the case, we got another mission. It's time to go home. So she kind of just easily brushes past whatever survivor's guilt PTSD she had. Like, it's like she goes out into the woods, or she isolates herself so that she can calm herself down or whatever, get herself under control. And then she immediately gets herself under control. And I'm just like, has the writer done any research whatsoever into people with mental health issues? That's not how it works. It's a huge struggle. You don't just, oh, I'm so down. All right, let's pick ourselves up and go again. Like, that's like, I don't have PTSD. I don't have survivor's guilt. I do suffer from other issues. I don't mind sharing what they are. I've shared them before in the past. I suffer from agoraphobia with panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, and depression. And every day is a constant battle for me. And I have my ups, I have my downs, I have my victories, I have my losses. And it's just one of those things where no matter how I do today, I got to do it all over again tomorrow. And tomorrow is always going to be different. Is tomorrow going to be a good day or a bad day? And like if I have panic attacks, it's not just something as simple as, all right, calm yourself down. Okay, I'm good. Let's go. Or if I'm suffering from depression, it's not one of those things where it's just like, oh, just stop being sad. Oh, okay, thanks. So yeah, like I don't buy this character having a mental disorder. It's not coming across that way. It's not being portrayed all that well. Again, Ragman did it very well. Another series that I talked about, I did a whole, I think it's like an hour long or half hour, whatever, video on it, was Green Lantern's Rebirth. Before the writers got switched over to someone else. Like the first 20 or so issues were great. And Jessica Cruz, God, I wish I remember the name of the writer for that series. But he nailed Jessica Cruz. Jessica Cruz suffers from the exact same thing I do, agoraphobia with panic disorder. The way she acts is exactly how I react. The way she handles her situation was exactly what I would do. And I was like, that's why one of the reasons I fell in love with that character is like, I can easily relate to that. This feels like someone who either has it themselves or has someone close to them and they witness it on a daily basis. Or if not that, this is someone who went out of their way to do a lot of research. And not just a lot of, oh, I'm going to watch other movies that have characters with this, because that's all bullshit. Movies never really do a good job of portraying mental health. But this is someone who actually, like, I'm going to go look at medical books. I'm going to go talk to therapists and psychologists. I'm going to actually figure out, how do these people with these disorders, how do they act? How do they react? What do they do to try to calm themselves down? What's their thought process? And it shows. Here it doesn't. Here, like, there's nothing here that screams PTSD or survivor's guilt. I don't buy that whatsoever in this character. And yeah, there's more, but I don't really care to go too much into it. Just it's just a boring mess. There's nothing here that's all that great, other than I guess her costume design. I like her costume design. It's fine. It looks good, and the name The Dead Lucky is interesting. Though it would be nice if the name The Dead Lucky played a part in some way. I guess the dead being like her dead squad mates, but Lucky, there's what is that? What her name was when she was overseas? Is she lucky that she survived? Maybe give us some reason why you're calling yourself The Dead Lucky. But yeah, this is not a good series at all. And I'm hoping it changes. I'm hoping this becomes another Radiant Black where it starts off just kind of slow and kind of just meandering through, and then eventually it picks up. I'm hoping it becomes like Rogue Sun. Basically, Rogue Sun started off terribly, in my opinion, and then it started picking up and actually becoming interesting. Yeah, this series has just been bad. Like there's nothing here to really like enjoy. Maybe I'm hoping it gets better. I mean, like I said, I love tokusatsu stuff. I want to see more tokusatsu series, so I want them to do good. And obviously, as a fan of tokusatsu, I want to read good tokusatsu. I don't want to be looking through tokusatsu series and just ragging on them. Like, I'm not one of those people that I want franchises and genres and series that I enjoy to be terrible so I can just, rant about them. I want them to be good so I can enjoy them. But I can't enjoy this series at all. I'm hoping it changes for the better, but so far it hasn't. We'll see, though. But there you go. There's The Dead Lucky, issue number 4. It was crap. I don't recommend this series at all at this point in time. There you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.